Cool, man. Hey, seriously, thanks for the time. I'm here in the bar, and people are taking on the quarterfinals. So I really wanted to get your thoughts, first of all, on season structure. And here, look, you had some unique challenges this year. You wanted to mess with the format. You changed it up. So far, a 3-week open. Now we see what the quarterfinals look like. What do you love about it?
So the 3-week open was a success for people like myself and the affiliates and the greater number of people who participate, more so than the elite athletes, meaning because it was more enjoyable and easier to stay engaged for 3 weeks rather than 5. That being said, to advance the top athletes to the next stage, we could have off of 3 weeks, but I think, and this is why quarterfinals were born, I think it made sense to have some additional tests because the last 2 weeks of the Open weren't there. And that's why we made the quarterfinals, to take that targeted group of people who really care about competing and advancing to the next stage and giving them a comprehensive test. And so the combination, let's say, said another way, the 3-week Open, independent of, if we did the 3-week Open straight to the semifinals, I think some people could be critical of that. 3-week Open, quarterfinals into semifinals, great system. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I love it. And what about the initial feedback that you've heard so far? Because obviously, like you said, a greater number of individuals advanced. Now you get to drop the hammer on them for better or worse, or even just funny. Like, what's some of the feedback that you're hearing?
Oh, excitement. I mean, people are really digging it. People are really enjoying. The quarterfinal athletes are really proud to be in the quarterfinal. It's funny, before you called, I was texting with Seth Rollins, WWE superstar. Yeah. And he did it, and he was like, this is awesome. I love this. And, you know, I hope you guys keep it for the future. And it just gives people, you know, like that and others who are really good but aren't going to advance to the semis or to the games, something in the middle, something after the Open to strive for and to train for. And it's exciting. And I really do like, you know, people were surprised at the ramp up, how quickly the events ramped up. And I like that.
Yeah, I saw a funny meme this morning. It was like, well, everybody bitching about these workouts, knowing very well that they're going to get time cut, time capped. Yeah. So, of course, I'll ask you about the individual workouts. I know you're limited on time, but first, based on kind of the limitations, like you're still dealing with people who are maybe restricted on getting to the gym. You still have to kind of program around that in general without speaking about the individual workouts themselves, like why the movements that you selected and even why the ones that were left out, you know, no pull-up bar in this.
Yeah, still, I feel like it's kind of a continuation from the Open, the way I view it. And we did a decent amount of pull-ups, not a high amount of pull-ups. We did pull-ups, we did toe to bar. We used the bar in 3 different ways. And some of that pull that happens on the bar, I feel was replaced with the rope, which I really wanted to include. And so some of the movements that were not included were because they were in the first piece, and some of the movements that were picked out, we picked them out because they were not in the same reason. They were not in the first half in the Open. And it's this programming, and this is the reason we put the floors out a week in advance, was to, it didn't take into account, like the Open did, some of the gear restrictions or some of the gear limitations people might have. Meaning, if you want to advance and you want to be at the next level in the competition, you have to make it work, and you have to get access to this gear, and there's a commitment level to, you have to commit to advance to the next stages by having access to this gear.
Let's dig into the individual workouts. Let's talk about 1 and 2 first. And Rich just took on number 2, and he had a message he wanted to send you. I don't know if you can see it while you're driving.
Nice.
It's just a big It's just a big middle finger.
Did he finish it?
He said, "Did he finish it?"
He's getting old.
He said, "I'm old, but I'm not that old."
He's slipping. I thought he was slipping.
Well, not from where I'm standing, but these first 2, and actually, what's that? What'd you get? 15:21 was his time.
Woo!
Yeah.
Nice work. Nice work.
Haley went with him as well, but I'm not telling you what her time was. I guess it's closed leaderboard, so it doesn't really matter. But Let's talk about real briefly structure. You released them with a submission deadline, but people could do, like I've seen people doing the front squats already. I've seen people doing whatever. Does that bother you? Did you want them to be done in a particular order?
No.
Okay.
We knew that would happen. With this format, we knew that would happen, but there's still, not everybody's able, I don't think everybody has the ability to do that either, to front load like multiples. And so for the people, let's say in the lower half of the 10%, following the deadline is probably advisable, or in terms of following that order. And then there's some who have amazing work capacity and can do 3 or 4 in a day, or change them up.
Yeah. Okay. The workouts themselves. Which one of your babies are you the most proud of?
So I do like one a lot because it's so deceptive on in terms of, you look at it on messages about that one. Like, it was way harder than I thought it was going to be. We're kind of breaking up, aren't we?
No, I've got you. I just my screen record. I've still got your voice, but my screen record stops. So I'm just going to get it back up on here. But
okay. But I really liked one because on paper it looks really easy, and that one we tested a lot of different variants. It started as something very different, and we got to that, and I really like it, and I'm happy with how it's turning out. And 2, it's just a beast, and there's always, it feels like when we do our programming, especially at regionals and at the games, there's always a big beast of a workout. And 2 is kind of that. Huge fan of 5 too, because it's very different than 2, obviously. Yeah, I really like 5. 5 is such a dead beast than 2. Obviously, it's going to be really fast, and you just have to go for it. And it's going to have you redline. And the 4 rep max squat, 1 rep is really common. 3 is actually pretty common in our community. 5 is even, people train 5 reps, but you hardly ever, I won't say never, but you hardly see people messing around with 4. And so it takes you to this place of, well, I do know what my 3 is, but I'm not sure what I can do for 4. And so you have to really grit and fight. And that's kind of what I just posted a video of Jessica Griffith. She failed on her 4th at 265, which is a lot of weight, but it was a cool fight, and that's cool to see people pushing that.
Yeah, love it. Love it. All right, so from here, the best of the best will move on. Do you think that you've compiled so far a test that there's no holes in? There's no way that the people to get to the next round are not going to be the right ones?
I absolutely do think that. Yeah, for sure. I think that, but it's easy for me to think that because I'm setting it all up, right? Especially with the second stage. Even so you look at the first stage and you look at who was at the top of the leaderboard, and again, you could make a strong case that even after those 3 workouts, it all played out in the right way. Like Tia won top 5 on both of those were, for the most part, pretty experienced athletes. And so first stage, we could even make an argument that the right people could have advanced, but that still wouldn't have been the right way to do it. But now after quarterfinals, for sure, after all of these tests, I believe the right people will be advancing to semis.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, cool. So final question, my friend, because I always appreciate the time. I know you're a busy man. Just throw out those first 3 team quarterfinal events, if you don't mind.
I'm excited for those. Those are going to be going to have some teamwork involved. There's going to be a lot of team aspect to the team workouts.
All right, dude. Well, thank you as always, and come out to Cookeville.
Yeah, for sure. One of these days, I will.
All right, brother. See you soon.
Thanks.